Hey Conor, just coming back to you on some of your weightlifting videos from last week. So let's just watch them through and then talk about a couple of performance points that we can improve on. So this is us into our snatch, which is a nice lift. Now, it looks like you've taken the grip in a little bit on your snatch, which is fine. I personally do that as well. I do it because I've got really tight wrists. But as long as the bar is in the hip crease as you make full contact, then there's not too much of an issue. Obviously, the closer you go, you will have to put a very slight early arm bend in, because at this point, if your arms were still straight, the hip would be a little bit low and be smacking you where you don't want to be smacked. This is the point of contact. Here you have ankles extended, knees almost extended, hips almost extended. So this is a better position where you can see full extension. I like this because your elbows are up, they're not too far back, so they're coming up and you're punching down to the floor for quite a long time. You see, you keep on punching until you turn the bar, and then you go into that landing. Now the landing is what we really need to talk about. So the speed curve is great. Being slightly closer on that grip's okay as well, as long as you make sure the bar hits the crease of your hip still. This landing, because you don't really move your feet, you are landing it way up on those toes. And I know that we suffer from tight ankle mobility, but if you move your feet out and get your heels down on the floor, then you'll find that it's a little bit more stable as you land it. So as you land it here, wobbling around a little bit, and that's why you need to come up. This week on your snatches, as you land those snatches, pause it for a couple of seconds in the bottom position just to show me and you that you've got control over it. And we'll see what happens with these. See what happens with these. See what happens with these feet. Okay, onto the cleans. Nice. So it's pretty much a muscle clean here. You don't really go underneath the barbell. I want you to move your feet again on this. That's your landing position, which is nowhere near squat. So take them out wider. Put your feet where you normally squat. You'll be able to get away with this at 90 kilos, but the moment you get to 100, 110, if you're out of practice moving your feet, then you're going to find you really tip forward because the barbell is going to pull you forward and your feet aren't wide enough to give you a strong base. So practice moving your feet and holding that position again for a couple of seconds. What I like about this is the speed of the elbow. Bang, straight underneath. Really good speed underneath the elbow. And then as we dip and drive, you do a good job, and I know we've worked on it in the past, of keeping your weight on your heels. So you can see here the weight's on your heels as you're dipping and driving, and then sliding the feet backwards and forwards. I'm not too sure if you're a little bit narrow here. You're kind of underneath a mat in width, but you might be at that width because you didn't go that wide when you caught your clean. So I would assume that if you were to catch a clean a little bit wider and move your feet, then when you go into that jerk and you split out, then you'll probably stay a little bit wider and have a bit more of a stable base. You can see that your body wants to get a little bit wider because when you step it in, you step in wider than when you jerked. See how your feet here are 50 centimeters apart, because that's how wide the base is of the that's how wide the matting is. So if you look at the jerk, you can see you start quite narrow, finish quite narrow, probably narrower, and then you end up standing quite wide. What we want to do is put our feet out where we clean, slide them back and forth in that width, and then obviously meet that width when we come up overhead. So some performance points this week really is about footwork. I like to pull on these snatches, move your feet, land it on your heels, and let's hold it for a couple of seconds. On your cleans, move your feet, hold it for a couple of seconds on the catch, and on these cleans, just relax your forearms just a little bit. So here, there's an early arm bend. Sorry, I'll try and pause it. There's an early arm bend going on. Here, you're already starting to bend those arms. It's just going to put a load of pressure on your forearms. So if you're not hook gripping, hook grip it. If you are hook gripping, then point your elbows out towards the walls away from you, and that'll help you relax your arms, and obviously then just move your feet and catch it. Cool, man. Looking really good. I like the narrower grip on the snatch. I think it suits you. It definitely suits me. So I like it. And I find that when I convert from going into a 1 rep max snatch to then barbell cycling on lower weights, that's the grip that I want to be on my width. So if you're happy there, stay there. Cool, man. Keep on uploading the heavier sets, and I'll keep on getting you some videos. Cheers, mate.